I'm just a white Protestant, working class Englishman, from Irish Catholic working class roots and descent. My family were immigrants that came over, not on the pogues all singing, dancing, jolly Irish rover, but on the tatey boat with no boots on their feet, no warm welcome to greet them, and no money for rent. They were put down and kept down. They were ridiculed and laughed at in jokes. My dad once told me that as a kid he was spat at full in the face. He was mocked and disgraced. He was sullied and bullied by fully grown blokes. They were branded left-footers and Fenians, you know. They were branded stupid and thick. They were always last in the queue and accused of breeding like rats and having more kids than the old woman who lived in the shoe. And you must have heard the one about Paddy and Mick. They never dreamt or thought that they had any kind or sort of advantages just because they happened to have been born white, because, like, they all knew that they were viewed by that privileged few above who showed them no respect or love as being nothing more than inferior steerage second-class shite. My family had no privilege. They had no social standing. They had no status. They weren't really wanted or accepted. They had nowhere to go. And they never hurt or frowned upon or looked down upon anyone. Because, well, like, they were always being told that they were the lowest of low. An old sign used to read, "No dogs, no blacks, no Irish," and they defied that deed with their humour and bravery. But they all knew the score. Like dogs, their place was down on the floor. And all of them bore the deep scars of oppression, humiliation, and slavery. This was my family. This is my blood, who fought and scrapped to survive, to just stay alive in order to try and turn bad into good, to turn fear into love and wrong into right. And they struggled to do so, even though they were white. Privilege isn't defined by your pigmentation. It's not defined by your colour, your race, or your creed. It's defined by how much cash you've got in your pocket, mate, and by your power and influence, your wealth and your greed. Being poor and being shown no kindness has no religion. And racism, it attacks more than one race. And bigotry strikes chords that resonate and vibrate on a much deeper level than just the skin tone of somebody's face. It's time to stop looking backwards at the crimes and the sins of the past. And we should all see, you and me, that our families were probably in the same tatey or banana boat that wasn't always able to stay afloat in order to build bridges now and forge bonds that will grow and will last. What's gone is long, long behind us. We now have to live and let live. And I'm not saying for one moment, 1 second that we should forget. No, what I'm saying is, let's all forgive. My family and my ancestors and I, we really aren't to blame for the suffering of people who had out 200 years ago. We're not responsible for all their hurt and their shame, just the same as you and your families and your ancestors aren't responsible for my family's suffering and theirs, because we're all just generations of working class people in that same downtrodden melting pot, man. And that's real, and it's something we share. Let's stop being divided by colour, because our children and the world that they'll inherit need us badly, and I mean badly, to win. But we can only beat those dividing, conquering, wicked powers that be if we stand together as one. So come on, let that process begin. Peace.